Hey there again, gang. It is 1 o'clock a.m. sharp. The bell just tolled. Literally, we got a freaking clock tower up there. They're actually doing some repairs on it lately, but it looks like they're finally done, which is good. And just as I like it, the streets are completely dead. You know, it's quiet when I can hear my own echo just a little bit, so that's very cool. So yeah, I'm doing another night watch tonight. I was napping the entire day. Things were pretty slow, and I was just resting my ass off. And I'm like, I want to do something a little good for the spirit. So here I am out where nobody can disturb me. So I'm just gonna go for a walk, and we'll talk a little bit. I got nothing in particular that I really want to talk about, but just for the sake of doing some little updates, some tchotchkes and conversation, I guess you could say. I think that'll suffice fine. But yeah, I'm gonna go about my evening, and I will get back to you when I have something important to say. Alright, I'll give you one guess as to where we are. We are back on top of the parking lot. I know it's been a long time. I think last time I did this was like in mid-winter or something, maybe, or early spring. It's been a long winter, so I've been losing track. But actually, just a week ago, it was pouring and in the 50s, and it was late May. So weather in New England, no rhyme or reason to it. It's been very strange. And even throughout today, the weather said it was going to rain. It didn't rain until now, and you can't even tell. I could barely tell. But it's like 2 drops of rain hit my body every minute. It's very minimal rain. Anyways, there's a clock tower from behind, from the reverse, because they pulled a good old Back to the Future and they saved the goddamn clock tower, so it's looking really cool. But anyways, I'm just gonna sit down and look at the stars. I don't think there's any stars tonight. I think it's all cloudy, fine by me. But yeah, let's just take a sit down, have a little chat. Hopefully you can hear me okay. The phone's a little far away from me because of the incline, so I have to angle it correctly. But got my water over here. I used to have a bag I always slung over my shoulder to carry my water around, but the zipper broke recently, which I take that as a good sign. Maybe that just means I've been walking a lot lately, which has been a good thing. That's actually one of the things I've been doing really well this year. I think I mentioned I was trying to get off some of my meds, which has been a process, and one of them was adding a significant amount of weight over the last 2-3 years, and I finally got off of it like towards the beginning or tail end of January, so now I'm rid of that. I've actually been able to lose some weight, so I've been very happy with that this past 2025, because I was a pretty big kid, pretty big guy now, and finally able to do something about that, which is really great, to offset the mental stuff. So I'm glad that things are balancing out there. So that's just one piece of the puzzle as to why I'm saying that, at least for me, this has been a very good year so far. I did say I wanted to make 2025 my year. I know it's such a generic millennial ass thing to say, but this time I meant it. I really wanted to make some changes to make my life better. And so far, I mean, approaching mid-year and my birthday, which is on the 6th, which is really cool. So far, so good. There's been many changes, small changes, but very, very impactful. I mean, the weight loss is one thing. I'm really pleased about that, and I'm able to do something about it, which is wonderful. Cutting down on food, don't have to worry about the meds anymore, going on walks now that the weather's shaping up, which is great. If it rains a little harder, I don't care. There's a little bit of shade, so fine. I need a shower anyways. But yeah, also I've been meeting a lot of really good people lately, and that's thanks to the writers group that I mentioned before they set up at the local library, and it's been wonderful. And it's been odd too, because as awesome as everyone is, at the same time I'm also the baby of the very group that I'm hosting. I'm not going to name names, of course, but it's interesting because I'm going to be 26 in June, and I'm leading a group of people who are around 30s, late 30s. I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all. If anything, that just means I have more to learn from them, and hopefully they're picking something up from me as well. And just a more mature crowd, I suppose. And on that note, it's also worth mentioning that another big step I've made, as of late, not just this year, is also letting people go. There have been a lot of folks from the past, some going way back, who unfortunately I had to let fall by the wayside. And the thing is, I didn't feel very bad about it at all. I mean, the best way to explain all of them in one grouping, I suppose, is I developed a cardinal rule for myself. And that is, if you're going to start surrounding yourself with new people, they have to be people who are willing to learn, who want to see themselves improve, who want to ask questions, who want to share experiences, and watch each other grow. That's so important to any friendship. I haven't had many friends, but I think that was the whole point. I limited myself because I knew if I was going to surround myself with anybody at all, it would have to be the right people. It can't be people who are stagnant. It can't be people who are just wallowing in their own misery the whole time. At the very least, they got to be people who are just asking for help and want to do better. And I've had a lot of friends who just friends, quote unquote, who weren't really doing that, and it was becoming more parasitic relationships, and I had to avoid that. And now I'm in a place where I meet all my writing group friends like once a week, and then we chat online here and there. And yeah, they got their families and stuff. Unlike me, I live alone, and here I am alone. But that doesn't bother me as much as it used to. I'm starting to come into my own there, and I'm more patient. I feel like the good things will come. Just station yourself somewhere where things are more like to happen for you. It's like fishing, You can't expect to catch fish if you don't cast a line first. I mean, not being a guy who's ever really fished before, but I did fish once, but it was kind of cheating fishing, My cousin years ago, he brought me out to like this brook or something like that, and there was just a whole bunch of fish just congregating right at the coastline, and all you could do was dip in your hook, pull out a fish instantly. No wait, you didn't have to bait the hook even. They just grabbed really quick, but I don't think that's the kind of lake that you want. I think you want just a normal ass, seemingly abandoned lake, because all lakes look quiet at first. Then you put your hook in with the right bait, sit there, be patient, listen to some music maybe along the way, have some side projects going off on the side, and eventually you'll get a bite, and you'll be surprised, and then the surprise is worth it. So, yeah, there's a metaphor for you. Go for the empty lakes, the lakes that look empty, because you never know what's beneath the surface. You just might get surprised, and other people will be surprised with you, and that's even better, in my opinion. Yeah, rain's definitely coming down. I don't even give a shit. It feels nice. If I go home soaking wet, hey, I don't have to look good for anybody, so that's another benefit. I mean, again, I'm living alone, and I've, there are times where I feel bad about that. I wish that, I'd have, like, a wonderful, intelligent, and awesome girlfriend to go home to. I've never been with anyone before, and I've become a lot more patient in that regard, and also a lot more happy with the life I have now. One thing I said is, one day, I'm going to look back on the life that I have right now, and part of me is going to miss that. Like, in 10 years, I don't know where I'm going to be, but I'm going to look back onto where I am right at this moment. And while that future for me will probably be objectively better, there are still nuances and moments in this life that I'm having right now that one day I'm going to look back on and miss. So while I got it right here in this present, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy it and do my damnedest to make the best out of it. So I can't look back on it with regret or feel like, oh, I could have done these things differently. I could have talked to these people instead of those people. But I'm making those moves now, earlier than most people in my age group, especially being in this era of, technology and stuff. I've been on that rant. But yeah, I mean, in the face of isolation and all these little factors that make people in my age group so spread apart, and the fact that I'm able to bring people together who are outside my age group, maybe just a little bit older, I think that's a real testament to what I can do. I mean, if I'm to phase away a little bit of humility, I'm doing a damn good job, and I'm finally taking stock in that. It's one thing to imagine yourself doing well. It's another thing to do well, but then to recognize, God damn it, I'm doing well. That's the third step that no one else tells you to do. I think because at a very young age, I remember I had a teacher where, like, every report card, they said I was too proud of myself. They said I wasn't humble enough. And maybe that always stuck with me. I always made it a point from then on to just be decent, be a little more humble. And I still hold to that. But the lesson they don't teach you when you're a kid is to be a little proud. Be happy with what you're able to do. And that becomes so much more important when you're in your adult life, kind of just doing things solo. And you almost become tempered in those early years where you feel like, oh, I have to be alone in this. I can't talk to anybody. I got to solve my own problems. And you know what? That's not true. That's not true at all. If anyone's been telling you that, they're bullshitting you. You shouldn't be alone in this. Our species is designed, it's evolved to communicate, exchange ideas, share experiences, and build off of each other. That's what we're meant to do. That's why I felt like it was flying so high in college That's why I became so depressed when I graduated, because I had that experience. I recognized that experience for only like a span of 2 months. I'd pinned down 2 months as the happiest months of my life. And as soon as what made those 2 months so great disappeared and was taken away, not by anyone's fault, just by the passage of time, I hit a big wall. And it was difficult, very difficult, to figure out what I was going to do with myself. So for years, I was just wallowing. I wasn't really making much progress. I was just moping about, not really doing anything to solve any issues. Wasn't really talking to the right people. I was talking to some bad people too. Not bad. They were just had their heads up their own ass. That's the best way to put it. Again, not mentioning names, but I'm proud of every step I took. And you know what? I'm proud of every step I didn't take too. Because maybe there are some things that are going to be good for you, but maybe not in that moment, right? Like, let's say I tried doing the writers group a year ago, 2 years ago. I probably wouldn't have the confidence to be sure that I could maintain it. I don't think I'd be comfortable with my own ability by that point. So I had to wait to mature a little bit to think about, if I were to create a writers group, which was just a flash in the pan idea. How would I handle it? How would I manage it? How would I present myself and all of that? It reminds me of How I Met Your Mother, my favorite TV show of all time, where Ted becomes a professor, and by the time he gets to his podium, he has no idea what kind of professor he's going to be. Is he going to be very stern? Is he going to be very stoic? Is he going to be very, like, aggressive or chill, relax, cool with the kids, And by the time I started the writing group, I didn't feel that pressured, really. I was like, we're going to go in, we're going to feel things out to see what kind of crowd this draws in. And the group, and myself, and the group members, we're all going to adapt depending on what the audience is and what our demands are. Like, whenever somebody new joins a group, we always make it a tradition where they introduce themselves. We ask, like, what they're working on, and most importantly, what it is that they want to get out of the group, what they'd like it to be, what it is they're looking for. And we adjust our conversation based on any questions that they have. Like, one of the most common questions is, most people say they're working on so many projects, they're bouncing a whole bunch of ideas back and forth in their head. I mean, I've been there, we've all been there, and it's perfect that we're all in the same room to talk about it. And they always ask me, like, how do you focus on a single idea and get it done? And I say, well, it's my method, it doesn't have to be your method, but I like to write out an outline, block it out. Like, whether it be by chapter or by scene, or I don't know, like, depending on if you're doing an extensive research journaling project, which some people are doing, and it's very cool. Or if you're working more in fiction, metaphor, philosophy, like I am doing. No matter what genre you're operating in, fiction, nonfiction, whatever have you, an outline's a good place to go. And anyway, that's getting off tangent. I'm not trying to get too detailed in that. But that's just an example of how, we're putting our heads together, sharing our ideas, or at the very base level, our structure or lack thereof, and we're supplementing each other based on what we've tried ourselves. And that's what we need to be doing. People keep feeling like, oh, I gotta figure this out on my own, I gotta start from scratch, and yeah, that's partly true, but don't be afraid to reach out for help. Start a community, join a community, either or both if you want, and just ask questions. Or don't be afraid to have people ask you questions, and maybe you'll have an answer. Maybe you'll surprise yourself. I keep using the word surprise, but that's what this life is like. Things are pretty stagnant, pretty boring, routine, work, like Groundhog Day, Bill Murray, all that shit. But that's just the lay of the land. And then that's what life's about. And I think that's what I'm learning. It's about surprises. They can happen 5 minutes from now. I mean, a minute ago it just started raining, and I don't care. If anything, it's a refreshing surprise to me. Could take some years. I mean, it took me some years to start my writing group after my college experience ended. And as for the girlfriend thing, it could take months, a year, decades. I hope not decades, but yeah, it comes when it comes. And it doesn't concern me as much anymore, which is weird. A year ago, it would have petrified me. But I don't really think about it. I don't even actively think, oh, what if I knew someone? What if we were together? How would we manage my finances? See, that goes back to my point of being proud of the steps I didn't take, right? What if I had a roommate and one of those friends I talked about who were more toxic, and it was too late to do anything about it? What if I started dating somebody really quick on the fly? We hopped out of college together, and the passion just wasn't there, right? What if I work too soon? It's okay to just wait, hesitate a little bit, take your time. I was telling someone lately, never feel rushed. There's no rush. Um, when you're a writer and you have so many ideas in your head, and you almost feel like you gotta rush against the clock, right? You gotta run because you never know. Next day you might be hit by a bus. You might be abducted by aliens. You could be, I don't know, massacred by, I don't know, an angry mob. You never know. Future's unpredictable like that. That's why for the past 10 years I've been archiving every single piece of writing that I do. But after a decade, something just dropped out of me. And like, hey, I got through 10 years doing this shit as I do. It's been a healthy practice. It's gotten me this far. It's gonna get me even further. So I'm like, and nothing that serious has really happened aside from a depression episode. That was over like the course of about 6 months, give or take. So yeah, you really can't live on the metric of you're gonna die one day, which is true. No one's invincible. But that's what makes us human too. The fact that we know that we got limited time. But as much as that is a driving force for what we do, we can't stare at that fate like a deer in the headlights either. Gotta do a few little actions here and there, but do it with patience. Do it with the expectation that maybe things won't go as planned, or maybe you're just not ready to make that step yet. But have that on the back burner, plant that tree, and come back to it later and see how high it's grown. And then maybe you'll be like, hey, that's a good damn tree. I think I'm ready to climb it. And then go from there and see where it takes you. And maybe by the time you get to the top of that tree, there will be other really awesome people at that same height beating eye to eye with you. And they can share your experiences, share the literal fruits of your labor, right? I'm full of metaphors at this hour. This kind of weather. I almost feel like I become sharper the later it gets, the colder it gets. And this weather's perfect. I love this little drizzle of rain that we have. It's really great. I'm glad I went out here tonight. I wasn't planning on really going anywhere. I made a really stupid video on my gaming channel, but you know what? And now that's another thing. I wasn't like, oh, I hope this gets a lot of views. I hope it gets a lot of likes. I'm like, you know what? I got a stupid idea. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna make it, and then I don't care. I'm just gonna post it. And you know what? You have to have that attitude. You can't be so focused on the audience. Just focus on creating a product that you love, and if you find a platform where it could potentially bring people in, then throw in your hook, see who it brings in. If nobody, try another day. For the writing group I did, apparently it was just the right moment, right time, my right mentality, my right attitude, and it came together. I'd say it's the perfect storm, like the inverse of whatever that would be. Like, perfect storm, when people say that, they usually refer to a tragedy or the exact concise moment when all the terrible stuff happens at once. But I think a perfect storm can be good too. It's raining now, right? And I think this is a perfect moment. It's not the greatest moment of my life. I wouldn't say that this year has been perfection. I still say those 2 months at the very end of college were the best moment of my life. But this right now is a perfect moment. I'm happy. And I'm taking stock of this. I'm enjoying it. I'm not trying to overanalyze it or anything. I'm just here for it. And that's cool. So, yeah, it's pretty damn good. Not many other updates aside from that little TED Talk I just went on. I hope you got something out of that. But yeah, I don't have like plans to do videos like these. I kind of just do them spur of the moment. I didn't plan on doing a video outside of that stupid gaming video that I did earlier today. Link in the description if you want it. But yeah, I just felt like, I woke up from my third or fourth nap today. It was like 12:30 when I shook myself awake. I'm like, I'm gonna bite the nighttime air a little bit, and here I am, snapping about. So this is pretty cool. I'm really happy about this. Beautiful rainfall. Very light. It's interesting. It's not like a heavy, dense raindrops. They kind of like float down, almost like a snowflake. It's light. It's got some air to it. It's kind of cool, actually. I'm not sure if you could see it with the light right over us. Actually, perfect lighting for the video. But yeah, this is great. I mean, some people think, the best a life can get is knowing the perfect person, having all the money, having all the wealth, the nice cars, a nice apartment and condo, house, whatever. And that's another thing that I've come to peace with. I don't think I need any crazy luxuries. Like everyone says, oh, you gotta get promoted, you gotta make oodles of money, you gotta get higher, climb. You don't have to do that. If you like the life that you have in that moment, enjoy it while you got it. And if there's a point in time where, hey, I can make progress, then go for it then. But till then, just like what you got. I'm sitting in an empty parking lot right now, in the rain, getting wet. I'm probably gonna smell like shit when I get back to the apartment. And I love it. It's cool. I like it a lot. So, anyway, I can keep ranting on, you know me, but I hope you're doing good. I hope this year's being as kind to you as it is to me. And if it's not, then try something new. Go for a walk, even. Just go for a walk. Drop everything you're doing. Just go outside for 5 minutes. One day that 5 minutes, it's going to be 10 minutes. Then an hour, 2 hours. Like when I go to the lake and shit. Every time I go to that lake, the walk just feels a little bit shorter every time. A little less taxing. And if I can do it, an autistic guy who couldn't do AP courses because he was afraid of timers and shit, who could barely talk to anyone because he was afraid of everybody, then you could probably do it too. I'm pretty sure. I'm confident in you. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. You can do it. It'll be fine. Step out at night, fall in the rain, laugh about it. It'll do you well. It'll cleanse your spirit. So, give it a shot sometime. Let me know how it goes. Have a good night.